All Sorts is having a baby. So we have front legs and head. I've been watching for about 10 minutes. I was fairly sure something was going to happen. So all the way through this, we wait about 10 to 15 minutes looking for progression before we intervene. So tempting as it is to want to pull this baby out, we won't do that unless it's actually necessary, because it's much better for the baby to dangle, and that lets the fluids drain from its mouth and nose and upper respiratory tract, and mum probably is still dilating. So this is All Sorts, and she's been looking for a couple of days as if she was really feeling the heat, and so we're going to watch her now. We'd expect her to birth standing up, most alpacas do, but if you know about All Sorts, she doesn't particularly like other alpacas, and this is only her second cria, so I think she's probably not really sure what's going on, but everything seems to be going normally. I've got Simon with me, so if we need to intervene, we can. I'm not standing too close because I don't want to upset her. She isn't my friendliest alpaca, but we can see the baby's breathing. At this stage, the cria will still be connected by the umbilical cord until she births her shoulders. Then we won't actually, she won't actually be needing the oxygen until the umbilical cord breaks, and so body's still in the uterus. The long neck means that she can be outside. And there's mum having a bit of a rest. That's perfectly normal. Looks horrific, but very normal. I think she's also feeling a bit warm, so she'll probably be glad to have this cria out. And we're just going to watch maybe another 10-15 minutes, maybe shorter than that. You can stay where you were. So we can hear the little baby snuffling away. His little nose. The two little feet. Looks solid white. I've got Julie with me, who's just come to help me get ready for the Cornwall Camelids Association event tomorrow. And I've already told her it's a solid white boy. And she said, after a couple of minutes, I hope it's not a stupid question, but how do you know that? Of course, we have no idea whether it's solid white or a boy, although it is quite a lot of white on its front legs and nose that we can see at the moment. And I've no idea whether it's a boy or not, of course. We won't know that until he or she is born. You can't, in alpacas, scan their pregnancy and work out whether it's a boy or girl, so unlike humans. So we know whether there's one or two, and two is so rare, they almost never have twins. And we obviously can check whether they're pregnant or not, but no idea before birthing whether it's one or two. And we quite like spots, but you never know whether you're going to get spots or not either. So this always seems like it's ages. It's actually been 3 minutes since I started filming, or just over 3 minutes since I started filming. And this is where, to all owners who haven't experienced a birth, just watch. Don't go and pull, because you could tear mum if you do. And that cria needs that time as it births. And the mum often has a bit of a rest, and then she dilates a bit more. We're all ready. We've got our birthing kit just over there, which has got towels in it, because we prefer to birth outside on the grass. That means that if All Sorts wants to get up and walk around, she can. That can help the labour progress. And the grass, nice clean area she's chosen, is probably the best birthing surface. Today it's been a bit drizzly. The grass is wet, but it's not particularly cold, and it's a very, very light breeze. There's not a lot of wind chill. So actually it's a quite good day for birth. She's waited until this morning's rain stopped, and now it's stopped. She can give birth. And at the moment, the other alpacas haven't really noticed what's going on. That may partly be because All Sorts generally doesn't stay in the middle of the herd. So She is quite used to me walking around and talking, because you know I film them quite a lot. I actually filmed her a couple of days ago, just saying how much fibre she's got on her prior to shearing. So she is quite used to me. So that's 5 minutes. It's about 7 minutes since we got the full front legs. So 10 to 15 minutes is what we'd look, and if no progress, then we'll be going in and helping. Well, we won't need to go in with this one because we've got both legs out fully. The position we're looking for the career is like a racing dive, legs above head, which is what we've got. That means the shoulders are at their narrowest, and so when she pushes, it'll dive out literally like a racing dive and fall to the ground, and they usually birth standing up, and the baby comes out, the career comes out in a little kind of mashed up heap, and you think it's going to hurt themselves, you think mum might tread on it, but they never do seem to. So we'll just let her carry on at her own speed. This is a normal alpaca birth, and at this stage I'm not feeling any need to intervene. In fact, she's having a little bit, she looked like she was about to have something to eat then. Which isn't unusual. Go off for a bit of grazing with half a career hanging out of your rear end. I think this has to be the most bizarre thing I've ever seen, but perfectly normal. This looks like a good sized baby, because all sorts herself isn't huge. But down she goes again, and you're thinking, oh, I hope she doesn't crush it. Well, I am anyway. You probably are too. And I expect all the mums in the group are pushing as they go, willing it out. So I'm just going to go in a little bit closer so we can just see how the baby's doing. If we see any signs of distress in the career, then that would be another reason to intervene. Nice lively career. What we want now is for all sorts to do one big push and for it to slide its way out. We're on to G. We're going to need G names for this. It's coronation day, of course, here in the UK, but I fail to think of any G names that are good for coronation. Come on then, Mum, give us a big push. I have already checked that the nose is clear of the bag, which it is, and the mouth. It's nice and pink. So I've got Julie and Simon just on standby. They're a little bit further away because she's a little bit less used to them than me, and we also don't want to crowd her. But I'm also zoomed in, so I'm a reasonable distance away from her too, as you can see. We just want her now to push. Push, not pant, girl. a nice push coming there. It's much easier standing up, all sorts. Gravity helps you. You want to just help Si. So Simon is just going to help with the contractions, just pulling as she contracts, just making sure those legs are in the right way. Should I be needed, then I will obviously stop filming, but at this stage Simon is the person who does most of the birthing. So we're waiting for a nice contraction. So he's holding both front legs in that racing dive position. I'm waiting for her to push and working with her, and he's up under the chin. Once the chest is into that birth canal, then you really want it out. There we go. There it comes. It's a big cria for this mum. It always amazes me. We're not restraining her. This girl is actually very she doesn't really like handling. So the fact she stood there and let Simon help is really good. There we are. There's our baby. Simon's going to get the box. Huge baby. Perfectly okay, as you can see. And you see mum's got her feet absolutely fixed. The baby is covered in a sack that acts like a wind cheater. And that's mum just getting used to her. We're very conscious checking on the temperature, and we're also watching, there's a bit of poo that came out of mum at the same time there. Do you want to move the baby away from it, Si? We don't want that anywhere near the umbilical cord, because that is the most likely place for infection to get in. So there's mum. Don't worry about that little bit of blood. The umbilical cord breaks naturally, and so you get a tiny bit of blood. It obviously shows on the white cria. And there's mum, proud as anything. And now we're going to do some cria care. So we're going to dry this one off a bit and make sure it's going to be warm enough to stay outside, or else mum and baby will go inside. We'd expect it on its feet, ready to feed in about 30 minutes.